So I got my teeth on. I ended up using all of the teeth just because I didn't really want to waste them. But I also, I had an even amount, and then I made odd amounts on the top and then an odd amount on the bottom. So there's 7 on the top, I don't know, maybe 8, 9, who cares, and an odd number on the bottom. I thought like the odd number would give it kind of like a creep factor. I tried to get them to kind of come in the sides and then up the jaw. So I went ahead and I carefully erased my pencil marks just because I didn't want them to show through the white paint. And then the next step is we are going to paint. So I have my little palette. I have a toothbrush. My God. I have a paintbrush. It's fairly big. I don't want to make it too large just because I want to be able to get in to some of the smaller areas. And then the other reason is because the only other really, really large paintbrush I have is a sponge, and I don't want a spongy texture. Our next step is just to smear a whole bunch of this white paint on the mask, and then we wait for that to dry. Alright, so I got my teeth hot glued on, and I've finished painting the entire mask white. I decided I wasn't going to paint the teeth, one, because I was running out of white paint, because the teeth were the last thing I was going to paint. Ran out of white paint on my palette, didn't feel like adding more even though I have like a whole bottle. And then I thought if I don't paint the teeth, I can just go ahead and start painting them the color I want to paint them, which is actually very similar to the color that they already are, but I want to give them a not so clay look. So what I'm going to add is, let's see, melted chocolate brown and King's gold. Now, I'm not sure how dark it's going to come out, so I have some bright yellow in case it gets too dark, some white in case I need to lighten it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix that and start painting the teeth. So you can see my palette here. I want it to be more orange, yellowy orange, than brown, but I do want it to have a sort of decayed look. So I'm just going to add a touch of brown, and then I might add some brown in little spots here and there off to the side. So I'm going to grab a handy dandy I don't know why I keep saying toothbrush tonight. Let's see what I can get. I'm going to use this. It's not very big, but it's big enough to cover the teeth for my purposes. And I'm just going to blend this. And just as I thought, the brown totally overkilled the gold, which I kind of was expecting to happen. So I'm going to add some bright yellow, brighten that up. And that looks to be about the color that the clay already is. I'm noticing that because the yellow clay was actually next to the green clay, I might add just a touch of green. Let's see if I can't find my light green. So I have a medium green. I am just going to add a tiny little bit of that off to the side, and then mix in just a little of what I have so that I can get like a multi-color kind of tone going on. So I'm just going to blend this a little bit over here. And then probably add just a touch of brown next to that. So not only can I get the color I want, some brown and gold, but also some brown and green and gold. And as you're seeing, that's making a nice, nasty, kind of decayed color, which I'm really digging. Okay, so now that I've got a couple little colors going on, I'm going to start out painting with my base yellow. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, so I'm going to try to do as best as I can. Let's see if I can put this on my left hand. Alright, so I'm going to start out with my base gold, and I am going to come over to my teeth and just kind of get that all up on there. Try to get into the cracks on the sides. So I'm going to do this for all the teeth. I'm going to paint them all this base gold, and then I'll come back and show you guys how to add some really nasty decay look. So I have my teeth all painted with the base gold, and I'm just going to pick some of my red-yellow mixture and some of my red-yellow-brown mixture, and maybe just a touch of that green. And I'm just going to find some interesting places to put some of this. Now I'm really not liking the dark green, so I'm going to get rid of some of that and get some nice brown over top. You can still kind of see the green poking through there, but it's just not as blatant. So I don't want to do every tooth. I just want to have a little bit of, you know, just that little something extra to kind of give it just a little pop. Get some of my green back in there. And so I'm thinking this is starting to look pretty gross, which was my intention. Try to get some around the gum line. Maybe bring that down just a... And then we are going to do the same for the bottom teeth. So what I've been mixing is my yellow-brown, my yellow-green-brown, and just a little bit of that green, just to get a little bit of, just a little touch of it in there. And then just gonna bring it up from the gum line. Sometimes I'll just add a little bit on the top. Just something to give it a really gross look. And that didn't take very long at all. Now I have some really kind of gross teeth. I'm noticing in my camera viewer it looks a little over-exaggerated. It's much more subtle in real life. But I think it looks pretty gross. So now that my white's dry, I'm actually going to try to move on to some of the other parts. I am going to probably try to work around the mouth first, and then maybe around the eyes. Now you'll notice that I don't have any eyes in there yet, but I just picked up from Walmart, I picked up some elastic banding. I bought 2 of those, and I bought, where'd it go? Oh, sorry. I bought just a little thing of pantyhose. They're standard knee-high sandals. Doesn't matter what kind, you can get regular pantyhose. These were 97 cents. I felt like I'm just going to cut them up anyway, so I don't care much. But I'm going to start working on the rest of it, and I don't know where I'm at. I will be back with some more color choices for us. So the next thing I want to start painting is the mouth, because it is sort of the central feature of the mask, and I feel like the eyes, the makeup around the eyes and the eyebrows and some of the vein stuff, it can wait a little bit. So basically I'm using black, gray, a burgundy red, and then just white. So what I'm going to do is mix some black and some gray. Oh wow, that kind of thumbs up for awkward fart noises. Ow. So I got black and gray, and then I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of white. I will show you guys this in a minute. It's really hard to like keep the camera angles, and so I have a lot of black on the bottom, a good bit of black, and more gray, and then just enough white. And basically you guys can use whatever colors you want, any different shades you want. I want something that's gonna sort of look like the depths of a mouth, and I feel like that's pretty good for the intentions I have. So we're going to start off with that, and I'm going to start by taking a little brush and dipping it into my mixture, and then I'm just going to kind of want to follow the mouth line. I'm going to follow it a little bit inside because I just want to do this quickly right now for an outline. So and the same on the other side. I'm going to come up from the bottom actually, because it seems like I got a better angle of adjustment. I might make this just a little wider. I mean, these are all minute touches you can do on your own. Basically, I just wanted to get the outline. I'm going to paint a lot of this in black around here, but then I also want to have some red coming right from the center and coming out, blending into the black, as I said before. So I'm going to do this black part, and when we're ready for the red, we'll see that.